Ladies and gentlemen, once again for another week, it's the Birds Forever Mobb podcast. I'm your host, BG, joined by the usual suspects. AP.
Hey, guys.
That dude, Wes.
What's good, fam?
Golden Eagle Chris.
What's up?
Of course, this podcast is brought to you by Workhorse Athletics, the one that gets the job done at all costs. And just letting you know, if you're listening on Spotify and iTunes, the intro music, we want to thank Mr. T Bobby. You can follow T Bobby on IG at T_Bobby, BOBBY 94. So, season's over.
Thank God.
Right.
we you know what? We're going to do something different today. We're not going to talk about the Eagles. We've been talking about the same thing for the past, and somebody correct me, whole season. Carson, Howie, etc. We're just going to talk about football. We're all football fans, and we all watch the Super Bowl. Tom Brady just won his 7th Super Bowl out of 10 appearances. And what I have to say about that, I can officially say that man is the GOAT. That man is the greatest of all time. And can anybody else do it? Have you seen anybody else do it?
In football?
Do you think anybody else do it? In football, yes. That's what I'm talking about. We going to transition over. Right. But can anybody else do it?
Not in our lifetime.
No.
No. So you saying I'm going to have gray locks and Wes going to have a gray beard? And
I already got the gray beard, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But yeah, so, like in this lifetime, like we won't see somebody come up and win 7. Like you think all the quarterbacks that are still playing, they have one.
Yeah,
so they gotta win 6 more.
Is there anyone out there besides maybe I think Ben that has more than one?
Nope.
No.
Just Ben.
Okay.
And Ben is pretty much either 1 or 2 years out the door. So like he's not going to get it.
That's very, very true.
And I mean, speaking to other quarterbacks, old and new, kind of going back to our theme of last week, Tom Brady went through Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Pat Mahomes to win this title.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 are GOATs either right now or up and coming, and he just made such quick work of all 3 of them.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's the crazy thing. Like, so everybody saw how ESPN and maybe NFL Network probably make it comparable on other sports. Who are some of your other players in different sports that you consider the GOAT? Now, I will say this. I'm not a big baseball fan. I know a little bit. And I'm not a hockey fan. But from what I know, Wayne Gretzky is the GOAT. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'm a basketball and football guy and boxing too. So I don't think, well, Dre's not here. He's on special assignment right now. But he would have an objection to this. But in my lifetime, no. I'm talking about basketball. You know where I'm going with this.
Oh, well, let me be Dre for a second. GOAT James. All right, now go ahead.
Okay, yeah. That was a good impression. That was a very good impression.
We're going.
GOAT James.
But I will say this, and I think Chris might like this because he's a Chicago Bulls fan. Michael Jordan is the GOAT in my lifetime in basketball. I've never seen anybody comparable to him, and I think the GOAT is generational when it comes to basketball because we haven't lived to see the Wilt Chamberlains, we haven't lived to see the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars. Well, I have, some of us haven't, but Michael Jordan's the GOAT in basketball. Do anybody object to that?
No, sir.
I do not object to it. And then you got the people who say Bill Russell is the GOAT because his rings.
But that's why I said it's generational.
No, it's generational.
That was like an 18 league.
But no, so like you get it to the point where it's like, okay, you look at Bill Russell being Bill Russell. Bill Russell never averaged more than 20 points a game. Now
he was a defensive player.
No, I totally agree. He was a defensive player. So, I mean, he was averaging, 19 and 19 a year, or sometimes 19 and 20 plus rebounds.
They didn't even have a 3-point line back then.
So the stat line was crazy. But when I look at people saying, oh, well, and people say, oh, he held his own against Wilt. Wilt was still putting up 50 points on him.
He was.
Facts.
So my thing is, do you think if you take Wilt and put on those Celtics, do the Celtics miss a beat? Hell no.
Hell no.
So that's why you cannot put Bill Russell as your GOAT on any, you know what I'm saying?
And as a
generation.
Celtics fan, that's a great argument.
Bingo. Like, and you know, I'll go to bat for my Celtics, but at the end of the day, no. It's MJ.
From me, MJ, and this is where I differ from. I'll say this as a man, I love LeBron James. As a basketball player, he's not my guy. But at the same time, I just think when it came to Jordan, it was a tougher league.
Correct.
The West and the East were stacked.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a much more physical game.
That's exactly what I was
absolutely
going to say too. I mean, just kind of speaking as, you know, the youngest person in residence on the pod, you know, I think it's a really good point, BG, that you said that basketball is so much more of a generational talent sport just because the game has changed so much. Also topical, I believe it was KG that came out like 2 days ago and said LeBron wouldn't have this many championships in, you know, his time.
No.
Right now it's just so much more.
Talk your shit, ticket. Yeah, big ticket.
Like,
but go ahead.
So much more by the book, so much more regulation, and it was just so much more physical back then. So that kind of calls into question, you know, other GOATs of this generation. Steph Curry, would he be as good, you know, 20 years ago when my man is little and always calling for fouls? I'm like, oh my God, you hurt me. You know,
that's true.
No.
Simmons, like all of these guys that are, you know, really good in our time, they're not GOATs, but it calls into question, you know, would LeBron be? Would Kobe be? Mad respect to both, but
Kobe would, yes. Kobe, yes.
Kobe would, yes.
Yes.
It's,
Kobe,
yeah.
yes.
We'll never know for sure.
I can
Well,
name. Well, you can say this. Hold on, I got you, Chris. With Kobe was when Kobe got drafted. He was on the tail end of that generation leaving.
So I would argue he was a transitional player.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. I think Kobe. I think Kobe. I think Tim Duncan. I also think KG were transitional players.
You got one more. T-Mac.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Wes.
I'm
Don't do
you,
it, Wes.
T-Mac.
Well, I can agree with that because T-Mac was putting up buckets.
Yeah, he was.
When I'll just say this, in this league, I could probably name 3, and just off the top of my head, that can probably play back then. And I will say LeBron James could have played back then.
Correct.
Absolutely.
I can say
absolutely.
I can say Kawhi Leonard could have played back then.
Correct.
And I'm not because I'm being a homer. Joel Embiid could have played back then.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing my gripe with Embiid is like, I mean, then again, it's back then, so his ass wouldn't be on the 3-point line all the time. His ass would be in the post, so
Correct.
He could definitely play back then. Yes,
right, exactly. But what about? I'm gonna go to KP. Like baseball, like I'm not too familiar with too many
I didn't make
people.
my point though.
Oh.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah. So, have you ever seen any other player besides Shaq to have rules against a specific player to slow him down?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Jordan rules.
The hand check. The hand
The
check
Jordan rules.
The hand check.
The Jordan
yes.
rules.
Yes.
Hacker Shaq and Jordan. Those are the only 2 players I know on the top of my head that they actually make rules in order to slow them down. I don't remember any other player that team will focus that much to slow a player down.
It was some. I probably can look it up, but it was somebody else in I think the early 70s when they widened the lane, because it might have been Wilt, because you remember the lane was skinny, you know what I'm saying, but then they widened the joint for the 3 seconds. It's like, hey, Wilt, you know what I'm saying, could just turn it, but even though he was still
just turn and shoot, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot. Like I just think that this conversation can't be comparable per sport because, like we said, basketball is generational. Football, I don't know. Like I really know. It's close, but I don't really know because we've never seen people do certain things.
I just want to jump in and, you know, make a quick note about baseball just because BG you asked. I think that it's even harder to kind of note the GOATs of baseball just because baseball, I would argue more so than any of the major 4 sports, had so many generational changes, not even just rule changes, different leagues, different divisions, but additionally different social and physical norms.
Right.
The sport of baseball. Because you know, if you say Tony McGuire, you know, Griffey, all these big guys, especially, mid to late 90s, they may not have been doing performance enhancing drugs. It's the same kind of argument with Barry Bonds. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? You go back to the 80s, Pete Rose, he was the only player to get really caught at that time, but other guys were different. He
needs to go to the Hall of Fame.
Just let that man go. I agree. Just let him go.
Yeah, man. There's an injustice to that man.
That's what I'm saying. There were just so many cultural and medical, changes within the sport over time. But BG, to answer your question, at least in my time and what I've seen, I would call Derek Jeter of the New York Yankees the GOAT.
Over Griffey? Oh,
yeah, I got Griffey as my GOAT.
Derek Jeter led the New York Yankees, I think, to the playoffs at least 15 times.
You talking about the captain.
Hey, but can I tell you something?
At least 15 times between 1994 and 2014 upon his retirement. Several World Series championships, including in 2009 against the Philadelphia Phillies.
That was all Bernie Williams.
Wow.
Forget you. This is all Bernie Williams. Hey, Bernie was my guy, yo.
Hey, KP, talk this shit because I'm out of this argument.
Bernie Williams was my guy for the Yankees.
I'm trying to think of the perennial, generational talent, the captain, leadership, but also that high level of play for such a long period of time. And I can't think of
Bernie Williams. He just didn't have notoriety.
So let me ask you this. KP. When it comes to baseball, because you rarely see pitchers who have a high batting average.
Right.
Do you think that it's a conversation where it's two GOATs with pitching and then hitting and defense? I'm sorry, or positional.
I mean, my thing about, adding pitchers to the GOAT conversation is simply because, they have such a short shelf life with baseball that they're only really at their prime for about 4 to 7 years. And, velocity starts going south. Shoulder strength starts going south. Accuracy starts going south. So I tend to avoid, GOAT pitcher talk or discussions. A lot of people consider that, and you can count Cy Youngs for as long as you'd like. Doc is obviously up there. We've seen a lot of great pitchers in this league. Sandy Koufax, who have you. I just don't see pitching as a concise enough or a consistent enough benchmark to make one the GOAT, especially because, as you just said, they don't really bring that offensive, edge to their performance or the winning.
Well, that's why I had to question it because, me being just watching baseball casually, you got the Randy Johnsons, you got the Roger Clemens, you know what I mean? You got the Pedro Martinez, if he's even, or you have, what's my guy name from, who was the closer in New York? Can't think of his name.
Mariano Rivera.
Mariano Rivera. You know what I mean? It's different conversations. The only thing I know is, I'm gonna be real with you. The only thing I know is the prettiest swing in baseball, King Griffey Jr.
The kid.
Effortless. But so my thing is with the whole steroids thing is you look at Mark McGwire, what him and Sammy Sosa did for baseball that 1 year. Baseball was just pretty much nobody was.
It got exciting.
Baseball. It got exciting, and then to not, let McGwire in You knew he was on. You knew he was on roids when he was with Jose in Oakland.
Come on. Norm of the time. So if that really was the standard for those power hitters, why not let them in?
Yeah. So and that's the thing. And then baseball is always going to be it's going to be a conversation to who's the GOAT. Football, I think. Prior to Brady being the GOAT, I guess it was maybe Montana. I don't know.
Or Jerry Rice.
But then you got Dan Marino.
Yeah, Montana Rice. Yeah.
Jerry
Rice.
Man.
Hold on, time out. Did you say Dan Marino?
Yeah.
Jerry Rice ain't better than the real GOAT at wide receiver, Randy Moss. But we're not even gonna go there. But anyways, what I'm saying is though, if you want to throw Jerry,
you know this is my show, right?
That's fine.
Hey. All right.
But real quick though. I think the quarterback will always be the pretty much GOAT in football. At least long as we go see it, because Brady will be the GOAT in our whole lifetime based off of what he's done. I guess the last running back was Jim Brown, and KP said, shelf life for pitchers is 4 to 7 years. running backs is pretty much the same damn thing. So
Yeah,
they will never
yeah.
go
Even less, usually
with
2
all
to
the
3
running back
years.
injuries that we had this year.
Yeah, so I'm going to save the boxing goat for when Drake gets here. So we're going to that's going to be a very healthy conversation. So I'm about to go around to everybody and pretty much ask them skill position per se. Not offensive linemen, and we may go defensive linemen, but I just want to get a round table gauge where everybody's heart is at as far as their goats. So we all know Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. In you guys' opinion, who's the best running back of all time? And I'm going to go with KP.
I feel like I have to say Emmitt Smith because of the rushing yards.
Okay.
I mean,
Wes?
we're trying to make happen Jersey stuff.
Hey, if that man didn't get tired of Detroit like everybody tired of Detroit, it's Barry Sanders. Like Emmett wouldn't even touch that record if you know what I'm saying.
That's true.
Barry didn't retire. Barry didn't have no offensive line and still got busy.
Yeah,
so
Chris.
Yeah, it's going to be Barry for me because nobody to this day can do what Barry did. But I will say this though: if I have to say the best single season running back season, I have to say Adrian Peterson when he came back after that ACL tear.
You love
that MVP season
so much.
You love Adrian Peterson. You love him.
That's the man, dude.
Hey, Trim.
Okay.
Hey, Trim, are you
That's
watching
the
this?
man.
He is giving your boy props.
Oh, hold on. So I'm gonna say Barry, but I got somebody that was better than Adrian Peterson. And
Walter?
No.
He ain't that old.
I'm gonna go with Mr. 10 straight 1,000 yard season, Mr. Curtis Martin.
I got somebody better than Curtis Martin.
I'm glad that you brought
Marshall
him up,
Faulk.
Nah, DG, I'm glad you brought him up, man. He's probably the most underrated back of all time.
10
Easy.
straight 1,000 yard season. Nobody has ever done that.
I get it.
Yeah.
What Chris Berman say? Curtis, my favorite Martian.
Yep. Okay, same
Good
order.
answer, BG. I like that.
Same order. Wide receiver. KP.
Right.
No. Let her have it.
You got Moss.
Ooh, okay.
You got Moss. I beat you to it, Wes. I knew you were going to say that.
We already know what Wes going to say. We already know what Wes going to say. Chris.
I mean, I've always considered Rice as the best wide receiver of all time because he owns most of the records and his work ethic is second to none. But I see his reputation got tarnished when he admitted to using Stickum. That don't help his case. But the most talented, it has to be Randy.
I'm gonna go with. I got one for you that was more talented than Randy. I don't care what the hell y'all say.
Sterling?
No. T.O. T.O. is the only complete receiver I've seen that can out physical you on the line and blow past you from a 3-yard slant and take the fuck off. It can run every route.
When you that good, it only need to run 3 routes. What's the point of running every route?
hey, listen. You a chef? Hold on, Wes. You a chef, right?
All right, yeah.
Okay, so I'm about to give you an analogy.
All right.
If you only can cook hamburgers, you're the best at cooking hamburgers. But if you cook everything, that makes you great at everything.
Kind of, sort of.
Whatever.
So look, okay. So using that analogy, okay. What's the object to get to the house, right? So. My man only needed 3 routes to get to the house. You had to go in the full arsenal. You know what I'm saying? but go ahead.
Whatever, man.
No, I'll give BG some points there because he is right about the route tree.
I like T.I. I said T.I. T.O. is in my top 3. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It is what it is.
I'm still gonna say Jerry Rice is the GOAT, but outside of them, T.O.'s my guy. So we're gonna go with tight end, KP.
Oh, that's easy.
That's easy.
Is it?
Yes. You want me to go first to give you an idea?
Yeah, you go first.
Skip. Walk it to him, Wentz.
Yep. Good old Shannon. Uncle Shay. That's mine.
I ain't got nothing against him.
Yeah. Like people will say
Tony
Tony
Gonzalez
Gonzalez.
for
I
me.
knew he was going to say it, but
You gonna say
Yeah.
Tony G?
Gonzalez.
You gonna say Tony G? What has Tony G done?
Because he like just went into the Hall.
Dude, he's like what?
Years.
Like top 10 in receiving yards?
That's because look, with all them quarterbacks ain't had nobody else to throw to in Kansas
Shannon
City.
gets style points though.
Man, he had Priest Holmes a couple of years, man. Give me a break.
Listen. I get it.
Yeah.
Everybody agree, or we got somebody else? KP, you want to say Tony
No.
G too? Okay.
I mean,
All right. Defensive side of the ball. I think this position pretty much can go. Okay, we can break it down the whole defense. We can go interior line, outside defensive line, defensive end that you've seen your goat.
okay.
Defensive
I'm
end.
pretty sure everybody's going to say Reggie.
Well, but are we doing? He said interior and exterior.
We can do interior, so we're gonna start on the outside. We're gonna start with the end.
Okay, that's Reggie for me.
Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree on Reggie.
Ow. Yes.
Okay, let's go tackle.
Ooh, now that one
I got
think
two
about.
in mind.
All right, go ahead.
I got
John Randall and Warren Sapp.
Yep,
Sapp was one of mine.
those are mine.
Hey,
And
man,
don't
don't sleep on John Randall, man. That was my guy.
Oh no, John Randall was dope, but I was like the first one that came to mind was Warren Sapp, and I'm just trying to think of somebody else, and I guess I got to go with Warren Sapp. Yeah.
I got to. Outside linebacker.
Can we consider Lawrence Taylor the outside linebacker? If so, that's my guy. That's my guy.
Yep.
LT.
Next.
Okay, inside.
Ooh.
Ma'am.
I'm going to shock you with my choice.
I'm going with Ray. I'm going with Ray. I'm going with Ray Lewis. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess I gotta
go with Ray.
I guess I will put up the U, but I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, Ray.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, who you got?
I'm going to
Who
say
you got, KP?
I mean, Ray, even though he killed someone, human rights perspective, I have some hesitant. Harper also doesn't like Ray Lewis, so.
Harper, we gonna talk. Chris, who you got?
Junior Seau.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my gosh, Christian! Wait, what? Is that a joke?
Yeah, man.
No, oh, you
Man,
serious?
nobody could touch Junior in the 90s, bruh. Come on.
You're done.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
Wow.
I was gonna say something, but no,
that went left.
Chill.
Junior Seau though.
Junior Seau, man.
I
Man,
mean,
don't sleep on my boy, man. Rest in peace,
I'm
Junior.
not sleeping
I'm just
on
curious.
him.
okay.
All right, teach his own.
All right.
I think the cornerback position is already given. It's already given.
Yep.
I got two.
Josh Norman.
No. Time out.
Josh Norman.
Hold up, Wes. Chris, did you actually say you got two?
Yeah, I wonder who.
There's only one.
Who's the
There's
second
only
one?
one.
Who's the
Besides
second?
Prime?
Oh, he's going to do Woodson.
Yep.
He's going Woodson.
Who,
I already know it.
Rod or Chuck?
Rod Woodson.
Yeah, he's going Rod. I knew it.
I got one better than Rod Woodson.
But he's going.
Charles?
And that's going to hurt me more. It's going to hurt me to say this. But he's.
Please don't tell me Darryl Green.
Yes, Darryl Green. Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here!
Darryl
I don't
Green
care if it's a show. Get the fuck out of here,
Yo,
sir.
Yo, you are not going to talk about Darryl Green. He spelled his name wrong, but Darryl Green was a dog.
I think Darryl Green is top 5. But
in that era,
I mean,
top 3.
No, in his era, correct. But overall, maybe around 5, anywhere from 5. He's probably 5 to 6, either 5 or 6. But Prime is number 1, hands down.
Prime is number 1. Yeah, KP don't even have to say nothing. She can just sit there and just blink once if you think it's Prime.
That's twice.
Did I
twice?
She blinked twice.
Did I overdo
Oh my
it?
God. Yeah. And we can go safety.
Ooh.
Do we have to?
Yeah,
No,
I'm gonna do it.
That's an easy pick for me too. It's Ed Reed. Originally,
did you notice that three of our answers came from the U?
I mean, hey,
That's nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, cool story, bro.
Hey, the GOAT quarterback came from Michigan, so there you go, Wes.
Bingo.
There you go. There you go, Wes. You got
There
one.
we go.
You got one. You got one.
I got
you
one.
Got one. But yeah, we're gonna move on.
We're not gonna do punter or kicker.
I mean, honestly,
nah, move on, bro.
honestly, I can name one kicker. I'm gonna go Morton Anderson. There you go.
Nah.
Justin Tucker.
2017 Jake Elliott.
Oh God. Hey, what are you drinking? What are you drinking?
Hey, Sophie.
Okay, so no,
Where's
my
Sophie?
questions I feel like are important. Obviously, safety, B-Dog. But then I was actually going to say for defensive end, either Chris or Howie Long. Both are great. Chris Long is actually, fun fact, I don't know why this is coming up now, but I'm going off on a tangent. One of 3 back-to-back Super Bowl champions. It's him, LeGarrette Blount, and do we know who else?
Chris Long.
LaShawn McCoy.
Ah,
Damn.
As of Sunday, Shady is one of 3 back-to-back Super Bowl winners.
Yeah, Mr. School Project.
Goddamn.
Mr. School Project. I got an A on my project, ain't do nothing.
Goddamn, fucking Chip Kelly. You
Oh, and he uploaded like last night, I think, a picture of him in the locker room with the cigar, and he's like,
yes,
like interacting with anyone on the team. I'm like, homie, do they even know who you are?
Yeah, I'm just here.
Hey,
I help out like Deuce did in coaching the running backs. There you go.
Yeah. He was doing the shady bounce by himself in the corner.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yo, good for
And
him.
let me say something out of left field for all the listeners that listen to soccer. The GOAT is Ronaldo from Brazil, not Messi, not CR7. Carry on, people.
Pele.
Man,
I know
Pele.
Pele.
That man play.
I know Pele.
That's my cousin.
I know Pele.
Okay, was.
Or Maradona. Can't argue
but-
with Maradona.
Hey,
Rest in peace.
But thinking about the Super Bowl, like, what were your thoughts on the Super Bowl? Like, it was a lot of controversy with the Super Bowl. The refs, this, that, and the other. Tom Brady talking shit to the Honey Badger. The weekend.
Actually, can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
Who has seen what? Like, what's the story? Because I know Honey Badger said that Tom Brady said some unmentionable shit to him on the field, and he said that he instigated. I understand, like,
Nope.
pretty much the Honey Badger's kind of,
Lying.
to be disruptive,
I will say this in that sense. The Honey Badger did say that Tom Brady texted him a very lengthy apology.
Yeah.
Oh, he did say that?
Yeah.
So my thing is, whatever he said, remember Honey Badger kind of recanted because he realized Brady was mic'd up for the game.
Okay.
Yo, forgot about that.
Yeah. So, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like,
I know that's
probably for America's game.
Yeah, so Brady was mic'd up for the game, so he kind of backtracked. But if he said Brady actually sent him an apology, now was it for what he said or just him just chasing him down like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I didn't know if anything else came out about what was said, and I didn't know that Tom Brady was mic'd, Wes. So thanks for telling me. I mean, I just all that shit.
KP, were you alive for the game?
Me?
Yeah, after all the drinking.
Okay, so Sophie, as usual, saved my ass. And
Friend of
the pod. She made these amazing, like sparkling, like Paloma shots. So they were like lime juice, pomegranate juice, and then just like a little bit of tequila, but it was also like hard seltzer. Because you're looking at me like I have 4 heads. Okay.
No, I'm looking at you because at your age and you could do stupid shit like that.
Exactly. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
Yo, when I was 20, come on, KP.
So okay, they were mostly like fruit.
I took 27 shots at 21.
You count it?
Now, Chris?
Sir, are you okay?
Yep.
No. First of all,
I got poisoned, but I lived.
Hold up. First of all, how did you know that you took 27 shots? I think you probably wouldn't remember after probably.
Did you pay for them? And you saw your?
Nope, I didn't pay for any of them.
Good God!
It was at a house party. Huh?
How do you know? There's no way in the world you know you took
My
27
boy
shots.
told me because he carried me home.
10.
Oh my God!
I blacked out after 20. They told me 27.
You blacked out to 20, but what did they do? Pour it down your damn throat?
Did you wake up feeling some other type of way, bro? Because
I was damn, dude. I was dead for 2 days.
For you, dude.
Dude, I was messed up for 2 days straight.
And you actually still drinking to this day?
Yeah, I can't drink gin straight up though. That shit's nasty.
I can't drink anything straight up.
Same.
Good God Almighty, boy!
That's not true, but same.
You after that episode alone, you should have just said, "Hi, my name is Christian. I'm an alcoholic."
pretty much.
Hi, Christian.
God, boy,
That was 13 years ago, man.
Whew, shit.
So we didn't do that. We did little fruity shots, and we did White Claws. And then I don't know if you guys saw my Insta story. I made a vat of taco dip.
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Crack-a-lacking, you guys. And I ate my weight in that, and that's what
You
saved
said crack-a-lacking.
Did you? I was about to say, did you say crack-a-lacking?
Crack-a-lacking.
You said crack-a-lacking.
Crack-a-lacking, people.
Wow.
Okay.
Man, my chili was off the hook.
It looks
chili was
really
fine.
different with jelly.
Where'd you get the meat
I'll
from?
make it.
Chris?
I'll make the chili for the season opener.
Did he just answer the question, Chris?
Where'd you get the meat from?
Costco.
Oh, okay. I thought you stole it over the back of the 7-Eleven truck. I'm sorry.
Wow.
You set yourself
Shit,
up.
Your fucking mouth, you
Scrape
dickhead.
out your tacos.
He had to squeeze. He had to squeeze the meat out into the pan.
Oh wow.
That's so gross.
Move on. Back to the subject.
But what are your thoughts on the Super Bowl, man? Like, did you think it was? Did you predict what it was going to be? Like, do you think that it was a good game? Like just share your thoughts on it. Because personally, like, only thing I was looking at was her when she sang the national anthem.
All right. I mean, like I said, it. Tom Brady and them was going to win. They did. I didn't think the defense was going to dominate the way they did.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the Golden Boy didn't get no blame for the loss in the Super Bowl. It was everybody but him. But that was expected.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like,
and it's not. And don't get me wrong, he has nothing to do with what the media says about him. Just that, and the third. So it's not his fault.
Only thing I say is this: we've seen plenty of times that we talked on the show when your offensive line is not great, you're missing 2 starting tackles,
then
you know what's going to happen.
You're going to struggle.
It is what it is. So I'm just going to throw a shot at somebody.
You know what's crazy? They did not blitz Brady either.
Tackles.
Hey, Carson.
There you go.
I didn't say it.
Yeah. But it's crazy that they barely blitzed Brady throughout the game. They blitzed on 5 times?
They couldn't.
I don't know if they were.
She was
scared.
Crazy, man.
Like I don't know if they were scared he was gonna pick them apart in the blitz. I don't know what it was, but
you don't have, and that's the funny thing. Spags, Spags is the descendant of the great Jim Johnson. God rest his soul.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
But you can't when your secondary is not that good.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Or
you got Breland out there, bro.
But then also the thing that Spags had in New York, he didn't have the greatest corners. But his defensive ends were dogs. O.C. Umenyiora, Matthias Kiwanuka, Michael Strahan. You know what I mean? So, when you only have, I don't know who you had rushing the ends. You got Chris Jones up the middle. You could double team him.
Frank Clark, I think.
Oh, you got Neil Smith out there. Who do you got?
No, I don't know. You don't have it. They didn't have anything at all. They don't have any dog at defensive linemen or corners. Let's be Rashad Breeland.
But you know what? I blame Andy Reid a lot for this game because they didn't run the ball. And when Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran the ball, he had 9 carries for 64 yards. That's 7.1 yards per carry, man.
Hey,
it was Andy Bling.
It was Andy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude, when
where you think Doug learned that shit from?
Before halftime, calling all those timeouts, I was like, "Oh my God, here we go again with this shit." We've seen this before.
Where do you think Doug learned it from?
Oh my God, dude! I was like, "Wow, come on!"
Andy thought he was back at the vet.
Oh gosh, against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, against Tampa Bay. There you go.
Flashbacks, bro. Flashbacks. He had PTSD, man. God,
I'm and that game still bothers me to the point where we went down the field, ran the ball down their throats, and then just stopped running it. That still bothers me.
But do you realize that pretty much Andy had the same damn near staff that he had when the last time he lost to Brady in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
Crazy,
that's
right?
Wild.
That
is crazy.
You had a mobile quarterback. You had a dog at receiver. You had a decent running back. You had the same scheme at defense, and you had a safety that was all over the field. You had this. You comparable. You could compare.
The only difference is the tight end.
Not really, because Chad Lewis did his. I forgot. Not Chad
Lewis ain't no Kelsey.
That was L.J. Smith.
That was L.J. Smith.
L.J. Smith.
I like LJ, but he ain't no Kelsey.
No, he's not. That's not compared.
It's not comparable, but he still had the athletic tight end to get the
you
job.
still had
done.
the athletic
he
tight
definitely
end.
did.
Yeah,
He definitely
you,
did.
You used to, but then also what killed me was you had Le'Veon sitting right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You had
They didn't even go on the field at all. I don't remember.
I don't remember seeing him.
Shady didn't sit down, and I don't think Bell did either, dude.
Yeah, like I look at the stat lines, I don't see his name anywhere at all.
No, it didn't happen.
Hey, but guess what?
Nah.
We're gonna be the first people to criticize Andy for having the same similar team as the last time he played Brady in the Super Bowl. I guarantee in the next couple of weeks, just like everybody else is late with this, you heard it here first, everybody. You heard it here first. So the same thing that happens around Super Bowl weekend every year, they announce the Hall of Famers. The Hall of Famers that are going into Canton this year: Alan Faneca, Tom Flores, Calvin Johnson, John Lynch, Peyton Manning, Bill Nunn, Drew Pearson,
Boo.
and Charles Woodson. We're going to talk about the ones that got in, they deserved it, as well as the snubs. But Mr. Chris has a special place in his heart for Tom Flores. You have the floor, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Yo, man. Tom Flores, he is the first guy ever to win at a Super Bowl at a player level, assistant coach, and as a head coach. Mike Ditka is the only one that accomplished that a few years later with the 85 Bears. And it's a really proud moment for me because me as an Hispanic, I love watching the game. I love reading the history about the game. And to see this guy finally been enshrined, it's just a very proud moment for me. He's the first Latino Hispanic quarterback to start in pro football history with the Raiders. And, just to compare a couple of careers with other head coaches that either going to be in the Hall of Fame or are in the Hall of Fame, with the Raiders in 9 years, he has an 83-53 record. And he won 2 Super Bowls with that. So let's compare it to Jimmy Johnson. He has an 80-64 record with 2 Super Bowl titles. Bill Walsh got a 92-59 record with 3 Super Bowl titles. And Bill Parcells, 77-49 with 2 Super Bowl titles with New York Giants. So he deserves a lot of recognition for what he has accomplished, but nobody has ever talked about him until now. Why? I don't know.
You saw the commercial that he had recently, right?
It's like a Bud Light.
Okay, but answer me this question though. Like, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole or anything, but everybody always prays about that Tony Dungy being the first black coach to win a Super Bowl, right? But Tom Flores was the first minority head coach to win the Super Bowl, but nobody really talks about him. So that shit bothers me a lot. And he did it twice. One against us in 1980, which hurts, I know.
They cheated.
And then against the Washington Redskins in 1983, which at that time was one of the highest scoring offenses in history. They blew him out.
Did you say
they blew him out?
83.
Huh?
You said 1983. Okay.
83.
Yeah.
So to me, to see Tom Flores to finally get the recognition that he deserves, after all these years of pretty much being in the dark, I felt a sense of pride coming in that it's about time that these guys people are finally giving him roses, and I'm really happy for that.
That's huge.
That's big. You look like you're about to cry, but I feel you, brother.
I know.
Because we don't, us Hispanics, we don't play much in the league.
Yeah,
we don't represent much. So to me, what the fuck is that, dude? You really want to ruin my moment, motherfucker?
Hey, but you know what,
bro? It's all love. You know what it is.
To touch on what you say, there are, the Ron Rivera's, the Tony Gonzalez's, out there.
Anthony Munoz,
Anthony Munoz that don't get the recognition and the recognition you speak about. So that's big, dude. That's really big.
Man.
I think there's a lot to be said for kind of just having, that representation and like visualization in these rooms for, those minority players. Again, not only minorities in American public, but in NFL locker rooms, I think it's really go ahead. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, go ahead. Go finish up.
No, I mean, I just think it's really important to, again, have that representation and have those examples. when you're a little kid growing up wherever in whatever Latino community, now you can look up to Tony Gonzalez. Now you can look up to those players. And, this is a huge move for, kids who want to coach in the league someday. As a player, as an assistant, and as a head coach, that's a huge milestone. Additionally, I think it's important that, Chris, you continue to vocalize this, because I didn't know that he was before my.
I didn't either.
That was huge. That was a huge stat. I had no idea.
But you know what, though, Chris, that you mentioning that it just gives, like, the way the world is now, we see with Kamala Harris being the first woman vice president, first woman of Indian descent or Asian descent as the vice president, as first African American to be vice president. You see how it translates. If it wasn't for Tom Flores, there would be no Ron Rivera. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Absolutely.
If it wasn't for no Doug Williams, there wouldn't be Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, Deshaun Watson, and the list goes on and on and on. You know what I mean?
But you know what? That gives so much. That gives I have to give credit to Al Davis, because if you talk about all the owners in NFL history, he has been the most progressive owner. Because, again, all the things that I mentioned about Tom Flores, he made Arshell the first modern day black coach.
Yep.
He put Amy Trask in the front office. So the man was progressive. He was ahead of his time. So I got to give props to Al Davis too for that. I'm a Birds fan for life, but I got to give respect where it's due. And Al Davis deserves tons of respect for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Tom Flores, I feel like, was ahead of his time, and I'm really happy that he's getting his time, but I'm really happy that you're verbalizing all of this too, because, BG and I just said it. I'm learning a lot of shit as you just keep talking, you know what I mean? And it's important that we, raise these stories, we tell them and, bring that shit up so we can have more Tom Flores, so we can have more Ron Riveras. Like, that shit is so important,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So moving on a little bit, so do you think out of that list, and I can repeat them if necessary, that one of those folks didn't deserve the Hall of Fame?
I'm not gonna say he did not deserve, but I know who got snubbed.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Torrey Holt, hands down for me.
Yeah, Torrey Holt is
Torrey Holt.
I
Jared Allen.
I got two that was snubbed, to be honest with you.
Okay.
For me, Reggie Wayne.
Yeah,
Wayne definitely.
And then because I loved him as a player at linebacker, I love Sam Mills.
Sam Mills.
Yeah, I also had him too.
That's when I could actually stay in the Saints back then. When he
I love Sam Mills when he was with the Saints. Man.
Yeah, that's when I could actually.
And then when he went to Carolina, when he went to Carolina, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna be something serious. Another honorable mention, in my opinion, Rondé Barber could be up there too.
Yeah,
because this is the reason why I say this,
because I'm looking at him run down the field.
Exactly. But the reason why I say this is everybody looks at there's three levels of defense. There is the defensive line, the linebackers, and then there's the secondary. If you look on that defensive line in Tampa Bay, there was Warren Sapp. He's in the Hall of Fame. If you look at the linebackers, Hardy Nickerson, and I think he's in the Hall of Fame.
Derek Brooks is.
Derek Brooks. There you go.
That's my guy.
But then you look at the secondary, and truth be told, there's no John Lynch without Rondé Barber.
Facts.
Agreed. 100% agreed.
That's just my opinion. I don't care who's on the opposite side. You know what I mean? And quite arguably, I'm looking at this list right now. We've all talked about Calvin Johnson as going in the Hall of Fame. We all know what Megatron was, what he is. Do you think because of his size, because of his athleticism, and then him cutting his career short with the wear and tear, do you think that was the reason why they put him in the Hall of Fame over Torrey Holt?
No. I think as far as just being more dominant, I think it was clearly Calvin Johnson. Now, Torrey Holt was on better teams, so his teams was winning. But as far as just like...
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think he was so much more of a standout, especially with the wear and tear for such a long period of time.
Right.
Being the best player and being such an institution in Detroit, I feel like really helped the case.
And you got to remember, Torrey Holt, like I said, not to take nothing away from Torrey Holt still had Isaac Bruce. He still had Marshall Faulk.
Let's be clear. Torrey Holt was the best receiver on that
team.
No,
he was. Don't get me wrong. He was the best receiver on the team. Don't get me wrong. But
that doesn't ask that is what led me to my.
But who does Calvin Johnson had around him though?
Bingo.
No, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. I'm not.
And he
I'm
still
not,
dominant. Like that one year, he had like 1,900 yards.
And he was, and you got to
He
remember,
had
Calvin.
2,000. Was it 2,000? I thought it was 2,000 yards.
Nah,
Was it 1,900?
Oh, he didn't get
1,900 something yards.
Okay,
He owns
okay.
the season record.
So, do you think because Torrey Holt? Do you think because Calvin Johnson went in, you think Torrey Holt will go in next year?
Yo, most definitely. Either
I
him
would
or
say
Wayne
so,
got to
yeah.
get in for sure.
Him and
Yeah,
Wayne.
I think they both have to go in.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, like, other than who was it, Moss, Rice, and no, Megatron. They're the only first ballots, I think, at wide receiver.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
so they
Should have been T.O.
I mean, no, we all know it should have been T.O. should have been the first ballot. We all know that.
We know that.
But it's only been, I think, 3 first ballot Hall of Fame wide receivers. So
I ain't gonna lie to you. There is one wide receiver. I think he should be in there, but of course they're not gonna put him in there till it's too late.
Yeah. There's 2 other players that I noticed on the list.
You said 85.
85.
Oh, Ocho Cinco.
He had the quickest.
Pepe.
He had the quickest.
Yo, that's my
guy.
guy.
Wide receiver.
Oh, his footwork was second to none. Like,
Mm-hmm.
So let me read off to y'all real quick the people that didn't get in: Rondé Barber, Jared Allen, Tony Baselli, Leroy Butler, Torrey Holt, Clay Matthews Sr., Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, Reggie Wayne, and Zach Thomas.
Ooh.
I mean, Zach Thomas.
And then guess who was the semifinalist? I'm gonna name two other players that were semifinalists.
Okay.
Hines, Psycho Ward, and Fred Taylor.
So Fred Taylor is the greatest Jaguar of all time, by the way.
Yes, he is.
I want to add 2 more to that though.
Okay.
Eric Allen.
I mean, they've been snubbing my man Eric for a while. I mean, like he'll get on.
Snubbing him as long as Drew Pearson.
Almost
you know
as
that
long,
he has 54 picks. That's tied with Willie Brown and Darrell Green, both in the Hall of Fame right now.
So who was that second name you said?
Shut up! Don't
Patrick
say it, Chris.
Willis.
No.
Don't say it, Chris. Do not say it. Do not say it. Do not say that
Willie
quarterback's name.
Move on. And Patrick Willis.
There's strength.
Patrick Willis should be in the Hall of Fame.
So let me ask y'all this real quick. Do y'all think Chris Johnson is a Hall of Famer? CJ2K. Okay.
Yes, but not. Yes, eventually.
Not now.
Not now.
Of course. I mean, no, he's not a first ballot. Hell no.
No.
Yeah.
If Terrell Davis could be in the Hall of Fame, then he can be in the Hall of Fame.
Terrell Davis got his fingers a little.
That's true.
But then Mike Anderson came, Alandis Gary came and did the same thing Terrell Davis did, just without John Elway. It was that with Denver.
If it weren't for Terrell Davis, Elway would not have Super Bowls. That's
I totally agree. But you got to remember, you had Mike Anderson, Alandis Gary, Clinton Portis.
You know what? You know what Terrell Davis. You know what Mike Anderson, Clinton Portis, in there had. Skip.
Very true.
Let's move on.
All right.
So I think we're gonna get ahead of ourselves when it comes to free agency. It's coming up, and we know that it's, as much as it kills me to say this, Howie season, and the cap is going to be lowered for the first time in 10 years. Yeah. So if Howie decides to lower the cap, what are 5 free agents that you guys would want? And I'm gonna start with Wes.
All right. No order.
No order.
It's just people that I'm like, okay, free agents or whatever. And even if we can fit them into the scheme, cool. But Allen Robinson.
Okay.
Yes.
From the Bears. Even though he ain't do much of nothing this year, fuck it, I'll take Juju. Give me Leonard Williams.
Okay.
Yep, and Bud Dupree. You ain't like that one, I see. And
no. I like Bud Dupree
and Shaq Barrett. Those are my 5.
Ooh. Okay. Was that based on just wish list or that's based on need?
It was a little bit of both.
Okay. AP.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna echo Juju. I'd really like Allen Robertson as well. I could go for AJ Green. I know I'm crazy.
I mean, now he might need a change of scenery and actually
Absolutely.
play for 1 or 2
Absolutely.
years and decent.
Right, exactly. And then hold on. Wait, stop eating mommy's feet, please.
Wait a minute.
Girl. I'm sorry, everyone.
What was that?
Okay. I'm fine. Everything is fine. And then I'd really like to go get a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm okay with Avery Williamson from Pittsburgh.
That's not a bad pick.
No, I know. I love Pittsburgh's defense. I would take TJ Watt if I could. I cannot believe they snubbed him for Defensive Player of the Year.
Agreed.
Well, how?
He numerically had better numbers than Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald's a defensive tackle. He's going to have better numbers.
So
I had this whole debate with somebody.
and that's what we need.
Aaron, so
He
you
still
okay?
should've got it.
Give me 1 second, real quick. If you look at Fletcher Cox's numbers versus you can name any DN outside linebacker, they're going to have better numbers because he's an interior lineman.
Still shouldn't have got it.
I mean, regardless if he shouldn't have got it or not, you can't compare numbers because it's totally two different things. But go ahead.
My defensive player of the year didn't even have to do that.
Okay.
Who led the league in interceptions this year?
Fair enough. All right. Well, with that being said, that kind of is for my fifth. I would take JJ Watt.
You said JJ?
JJ.
Okay. Chris?
I got Allen Robinson, so I'm going to echo on them. And believe it or not, I've been listening that Levante David is going to be an unrestricted free agent. I would love to get Levante David.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Ingram to complement Miles, Hassan Reddick, and Xavier Rhodes.
The only one I didn't like was Xavier Rhodes because of his age.
Yeah, I'm about to say. He's got to be on
I did
one.
like somebody else in this Jadavion, but I don't know.
Okay.
Would he like to come to Philly?
So the first one I picked.
Oh, did you say Jadavion? Like Jadavion County?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Oh my god. You knew it was coming, dude.
I will fucking riot, okay?
You knew it was coming.
He hurt Carson. You know.
I will destroy him myself.
Yes.
Moving.
So my first pick was Allen Robinson. Because we need somebody on the opposite side of Slay and he's young, he's only 26. I'm gonna take Vernon Hargraves.
Ooh.
Bruh, he was like my to get in, but go ahead.
Yeah. Because we don't have the size at wide receiver, if we couldn't get Allen Robinson, I want Corey Davis.
That's a good one.
At running back, it's a tie between the two. I was thinking Mike Davis because he's going to be a free agent. That was just in case when Leonard Fournette gets signed back to the Bucs if Tom Brady decides to sign back. But my fifth one, we don't know what's going on with Zach Ertz, and I'm thinking about Hunter Henry.
Yep. So when I started, I had Hunter Henry, but I was just like, okay, technically Ertz is still on the team, so I'm not gonna put a third tight end on the team.
Doing it just in case. You know what I mean? Just in case. It's just to replace what we got. And I was looking at linebackers. I just feel as though that it was catch-22 with me. That Levante David pick was there for me, but the messed up part is it depends on if they sign him. As you know, we won a Super Bowl, and we see if he leaves to goes to another team and get the paycheck like most linebackers do, and then unless he decides to take a pay cut and do whatever. What the hell?
Oh my gosh, he just came out of nowhere with that.
Traded Wentz Malata in the 5th rounder for Allen Robinson.
God.
Oh man,
Corey,
this guy.
Hey Corey, bro.
Hey,
Corey, you want Andre Dillard blocking
and I
for
was
Jalen
getting
Hurts?
Oh my gosh.
I can really fucking have Andre Dillard still.
Oh my God.
Corey then took a steel chair to the head.
You want some wrestling shit, brother. You want some wrestling shit. Hey, Chris, as we wrap the show up, tell them how to subscribe.
Well, everybody that's listening through us on iTunes, we ask of you guys to please subscribe and to leave us a review. Let us know how we are doing. Let us know if there's anything that we can improve upon or we're doing pretty well. And if you're listening through Spotify, please just subscribe and just follow us. Thank you.
Wes,
Hey,
tell them where to
Corey,
follow us,
I
man.
got you right. Hey, Corey, come on, man. But you can follow us on Instagram,
Oh my God.
Twitter, even YouTube at Birds Forever Mob, BIRDZ, the number 4 EVA MOBB.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I hate it here.
Hey, Corey, you came out of nowhere with that,
Out
yo.
of nowhere, man.
Still the 72 in the Malata.
I might sue you. I might sue you. Hey, as we wrap the show up, did anybody have any final thoughts?
Yes,
during the
I
end of
want
the
to say,
season, just speak your piece.
yeah, I just want to say rest in peace to Martin Schottenheimer. He passed away through complications from Alzheimer's, and I could only imagine how bad that is because my grandmother died through Alzheimer's, so I couldn't even imagine how his final hours were with his family. So he was an innovator of the game, hell of a coach, and rest in peace, sir.
Yeah.
All I got is, football season over, but we will still bring the heat every week, and we just go talk about any and everything. So, if y'all got any topics for us, hey, hit us up. I gave you the social media handles. Slide in our DMs.
Yeah,
we would greatly appreciate
it. Don't slide in my DM. No, don't slide in my DM. My wife monitored my shit.
Oh shit. And the Birds Forever Mob DMs, bro.
Yeah, okay. Correct that, please do. Hey man, just listen. We appreciate the support from everybody. As the season ends, we're still going to be talking about different things as it comes up. Whether it be
Howie season, baby.
Oh my God.
Good night.
I'm sorry.
For the love of
I'm gonna have to order us all a case of wine for that one. But yeah,
right.
we appreciate the support. Just don't stop listening to us because football season is over. Basketball season is going on. KP's gonna be talking a lot about baseball season as boxing comes on, and we're gonna talk about any and everything. We are not just a football podcast. We talk about everything that's relevant in this daggone world.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, we out.
Bye, guys.
Adios.
I hate when it ends broadcast.